Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Live. Yes, this is midweek madness. That's right. Hump Day, Wednesday. That's right. I'm speaking like all the millennials do, man, because I am a millennial. No, I'm not. That's a lie. But we have a genuine millennial here. Please cut to Parthiv Patel. Yes, there he is. Parthiv Patel, the genuine millennial.
I'm behaving like
this. Three shot cut. Two shot cut. Aap karo.
I am behaving like these two oldies.
Oh, stop it,
like millennials.
Oldies?
I like the way he says behaving like these two old. What's old in this except for the hair?
Don't confuse wisdom for old age, all right? Sometimes wisdom can come really early. Well, today the game that we have, well, there's the one game, but it's a double knockout. That's right. The one game is a double knockout. We've got Pakistan playing Afghanistan today. As you know, India and Sri Lanka played yesterday. Did they? What? I have no idea. But yeah, I'll tell you why this is a double knockout. Because if Pakistan wins today, that means it's bye-bye both to Afghanistan and to India. That's right. Because then Pakistan will also jump to 2 wins. Sri Lanka already has 2 wins. So that means the... आगे क्या बोलूं मैं पार्थिव? I'm too sad. I have no words. I have lump in my throat. Please tell people what will happen.
I mean, you've given all the possibilities, all the scenarios for India. There's another scenario which is happening for Afghanistan.
Yes.
Afghanistan can beat Pakistan today. If Afghanistan beats India tomorrow, then it could well be Afghanistan-Sri Lanka final.
Ooh.
I'm just giving away scenarios.
Why not?
Don't mistake wisdom for old age.
Well, the youth does have clarity because that is a situation. Because here on the English show here, we of course, we're neutral. We speak for everybody. So let's tell you qualification scenarios. For India, India is cheering for Afghanistan today as we show you the points table because India would want Afghanistan to come to the 1 win and then beat Afghanistan tomorrow so that both are tied on 1 win. Pakistan then has 0 wins, hopefully, because then Sri Lanka will have to beat them. So Pakistan has to lose both matches for India to go through because that's the only way that a team can go through on 2 points. And then Sri Lanka's clear on 6 points and goes above. So that's it. So lots of ifs and buts. Simple. Afghanistan needs to beat Pakistan. India needs to beat Afghanistan. Sri Lanka needs to beat Pakistan. Those are the 3 games, and that's the scenario for India to qualify. The scenario for Afghanistan to qualify is what Parthiv has just told you. The scenario for Pakistan to qualify is, well, just win today's game or win the game against Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
They just need to win 1 out of 2 games. And the possibility for Sri Lanka, well, looks like they've qualified.
They have, yeah.
They've qualified for the final. This is the same team who, Ajay, a week ago, we were, but 10 days ago, we saw Afghanistan defeat them. And we were sitting right here and saying, we were talking them up about they won Asia Cup 5 times. You spoke about the glory time of the mid-90s in Sri Lanka and how this team is not being able to find its way. I said that we've been talking about the rebuilding for a year and a half of the Sri Lankan team. They showed that that day was just a flash in the pan.
Yeah, I mean, now when you look back, it looks like, the first day where they had a terrible day against Afghanistan was the flash in a pan. But what's admirable about them, and especially for us, we are all emotional fans in India, and one game we change this and change that. Look at that side. I mean, they've stuck to the side that they came here believing in whatever is their best side. Out of those guys, there's a guy who bats at number 3, not even scored 3 runs in the tournament. But, as a unit, they've just carried on. Things have gone for them. You got to give it to them. Rarely do you see, a side where 5 batsmen on back-to-back days have, all contributed.
Yeah.
So, a couple of things that have gone for them. It started with that great, not a great knock, but a knock where he had...
Kushal Mendes, 5 lives.
So, he had 5 lives at that stage. And that was the game just after that Afghanistan game. So, teams go through cycles. And when they're on a cycle of downswing, then it's, as fast as it goes down. And when you're on upswing, this looks like everything that they've believed in and they've stuck to has just worked out.
Yeah.
And things have just got better and better for them every time. Because both those chases that, they've chased down, they've done well. I mean, not taking anything away from them. But they weren't easy chases.
Yeah.
I mean, even for a side that's a good enough side in Dubai, with the conditions and, all the games that we get to watch now, you don't see many teams chasing down that same 550 without losing a wicket at all. And without having any big hitters. I mean, Rajapaksa is a big striker of the guy. But Shanuka, who's the captain of that side, he's not one of those big strikers. So it's not that they're trying to play like anyone else is playing. They're trying to find a way that they know how to they know how best they can play.
Yeah.
And they've just managed to, just get over that line every time.
Yeah.
So it's not been, they've decimated everyone else, but they've just managed or found a way to get through that one particular day. The minds are clear. There's not too much pressure within the side, not too much pressure from outside of being the big guys. And in this format in 2020, we've always said, when you have nothing to lose, that's when a team is probably the most dangerous. So that's the only hope that I have for India, because at this moment, India is at a place where most people have given up hope.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're Parthiv looking at a situation where if Pakistan wins today, India will have nothing to win.
Yeah, basically, yeah, but a year back when we were talking about the change of approach, the change of personnel and everything, which did change for a while, and once the Asia Cup came in and all the same guys are coming and probably playing the format again. But then you have to believe these are the best guys who are playing for India right now, and that's the belief which they have to get around in the dressing room. There is only one person which I feel maybe is not part of the squad is Mohammad Shami. I mean, there could be we talk about one individual, but if you can get that one player in, it can change the whole combination of the side. And to me, I thought there were too many chopping and changing which has been done after only one defeat with Ajay Bhai just mentioned that there was one defeat against Pakistan in last World Cup. And in this Asia Cup, we lost against Pakistan and we made 3-4 changes. So I mean, you have to, the consistency and the clarity of thoughts is so important, especially when you're playing this T20 format. When you have doubts, that's when you start making mistakes. That's when you have players, Dinesh Karthik played only one game and then he was left out. Then Rishabh Pant came in, and then Rishabh Pant would be thinking whether I'm permanent player of the side or not. And the kind of press, the statements which are going from the coach or the captain, the coach said that there's nothing called number one wicket keeper. So you're not sure going into game whether if today someone will wake up and decide that we want a left-handed, then Rishabh Pant will come in, and if we don't want a left-handed, then Dinesh Karthik will come in. So the whole combination should not change just because of one change. Here, Rishabh Pant is batting at 4-5. Dinesh Karthik is batting at 6-7. So if you want to make one change there, you have to change whole bowling lineup. Everything changes. The whole combination changes. The way Indian team wants to play, that also changes.
Yeah, that's the confusion, right? I mean, there's one side which is saying, oh, we're going to get specialists in. Then you hear another thing from the camp saying, oh, everyone should be ready to play everywhere. So there's been a bit of confusion. But anyway, let's not talk about India. India's not playing today. Today, Pakistan and Afghanistan are playing. I know that whatever we do, we will come back to speaking about India, because India not playing the final of the Asia Cup, which looks like a possibility that's staring us in the face now. That's shock value enough, right? That's something that will be discussed. And obviously, there's enough disappointed fans out there. There's enough questions out there. Some of them legitimate, some concerns just a little too hyped up. And yes, we will try to kind of break down somewhere in the middle path there, going, what's legit and what's just a bit of an overreaction. But right now, the reaction to the toss, so Pakistan's won the toss and they have decided to chase. So therefore, they qualify for the final. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Now we know what's going to happen, which is, I joke about it, but this is happening. In the Asia Cup, it's getting chased. I read some stat about Dubai yesterday where I think just 15 out of 17 games have been chased. I mean, there's some startling one-sided figures. Is that a thing though? Tell us. I mean, you played so much cricket in so many parts of the world. Both of you can tell us. Is that really a thing?
I don't know, just to me, yes, the stats are showing one-sided thing where if you win the toss, you chase and you win the game. But in this Asia Cup, all the games are close ones. If you look at India lost to Pakistan where they needed 26 in 2 overs. Even yesterday, Sri Lanka was going all guns blazing. There were 90 for no loss, and suddenly India came back into the game. Even Sri Lanka Bangladesh game went till the almost 19.4 overs. These are all close games, so it's not that, yes, it is giving you slightest of advantage, but it's not the advantage like what you had in World Cup, where you win the toss, get side out for 150 and chase down by in 10 wickets, or chase down in 17th or 18th over. So to me, yes, winning ratio is higher, I mean, almost 100%, but games are close enough than the last World Cup.
Is it not then about just an advantage chasing, or we just say it's an advantage chasing, or conditions change or whatever, or just the fact that if you look at the flip side, that when you're batting first, you're just not assessing the pitch good enough and seeing what a correct total is.
I think you're probably more correct because sometimes it can happen. You know, there are certain kind of conditions where you bat first or second first, there's a huge advantage. One is a dew that everybody is, very clear because anybody can understand even at home what happens when you have a wet soap in your hand and a dry soap. So that's a simple one. Then there are certain times where you have a certain kind of wicket, you start a game and then it just gets worse and worse. So, some chasing might become difficult. So there are conditional changings, but I think it's more of what you were saying. I think it's the strategy or the format that is played in this day, modern day cricket. Millennials play it, the way they're trying to play. There is a lot of role play. There's a lot of strategy. There's a lot of benchmarks through the, or not benchmarks, but, milestones that they've set. So what happens is, you got to that milestone when you're batting first, if you are ahead of that milestone, you tend to probably slow down. Or if you're behind the milestone, you push yourself. Rather than where two batsmen who were out there who would assess what is working best. Today I'm playing well, this ball's coming on, not coming on. So maybe when you're batting first, you are not making use of your entire arsenal that you have in your side. The second point that I think really makes a big difference is most teams now have 7 batsmen. So basically, it's a very simple, number to look at. You have 11 people in a team, 50% of people who are, bowling, 50 batting, then you are okay on both sides. But you are putting all your eggs into your batting. And when you bat first, you never get to use them because like what you said, the strategy or you're not pushing yourself as much as you can. Whereas when you come and chase, you have no other option. So you're using your resources that you're picking the side with. So I think these are probably 2 reasons why this numbers, look so skewed. But I'm with him. It's because they've been close games.
True. Last ball,
otherwise,
it would,
if those conditions were there, yes, if dew comes or wicket has got something, but we haven't seen that. In fact, what we've seen, at least in the first couple of games, when the wickets were fresh in Dubai, the bowlers who bowled in the first spell, the ball swung around and seemed a lot more than in the second innings. So except for these 2, I can't figure out why this is so skewed because as a batsman, I don't know how he looks at it, but as a batsman, when you are setting a pace, you've got 1 less pressure. When you are going after a scoreboard, then you've got 1 extra pressure. So batting first was always and will always be easier because it's very simple. Anyone you've heard in life, Virat Kohli lately or anyone, when the mind is clear, it's easier to bat. When the mind is cluttered, with many things. So if you have a scoreboard, it should actually make it difficult. But somehow this generation seems to work on the other side, saying, no, we don't want to think. You tell us what to do.
I think their mind is getting cluttered by the unknown. The known is not pressuring them, the unknown. Oh my God, what's enough? Is it 180? Is it 190? Is it 200? And suddenly there's no clarity and whatever you put on the board is just not enough. Well, that'll be Afghanistan's problem today as well. Let's look at both the teams and see the 11 that they have decided to take on to the field today. Who we got first, Parthiv?
Pakistan.
If you say so.
Rahul.
Dikhao, daro mat. Okay, there you go. Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan, Fakhar Zaman, Iftikhar Ahmed, Khushdil Shah, Asif Ali, Shadab Khan, Mohammad Nawaz, Naseem Shah, Harish Shroff and Mohammad Hasnain. So they've gone in with an unchanged team from the team that played against India a few days ago. That's the word I used. They played against India. Because that's what they did. They played. So the result doesn't matter. Fact is, they played against India. But anyway, they've not changed the team and need to. This looks like a balanced team. And I think the heroics in the last game as well of Nawaz has probably given them more, I think, heroics with bat and ball. It was like Hardik Divas previous Sunday, it was Nawaz Divas this Sunday.
I thought they were very clever in sending Nawaz up the order. That's how you make players. You send Khushdil Shah the other day, where he's someone who's kind of not the very big hitter of the ball. So if Pakistan at some stage, if they are 20 for 2, you have a left-handed batsman who can actually play along, taking singles and make sure that there are no more wickets going down. And now that last game against India, they had option of sending Mohammad Nawaz, who can actually hit balls, who can actually hit sixes. He has nothing to lose. So when there is another situation comes in where, like India game, so you have another player ready. So they are actually in a right direction where they have more options, and obviously Asif Ali, Iftikhar Ahmed, they are the other big hitters also, along with obviously the Babar and Rizwan. So they're actually in a very good position. The only thing which they would be looking at is maybe find an option of a sixth bowler. Here they have only 5 bowlers. Yes, Khushdeal Shah is another option, but probably they might somehow find, if they can find another batsman who can actually give you that cushion, then this team will definitely be complete 11. It's not that it's not now, but it's just they'll give a lot of cushion to their team.
Yeah. Iftikhar Ahmed also bowls a little bit of, it's not being used, but I think for them, Ajay, one thing that has got hidden because they've been playing well is the fact that their captain's not gotten runs. He's not gotten too many, which means that when the captain does, because it's only with him, it's, not an if, but when, right? And when he does get runs, because he's class, then you know that this team's just becoming even more dangerous.
Yeah, and if he gets runs, all the names that, starting from Nawaz all the way to Ali, they get more freedom to play the way they like playing. They understand playing that way. So that's not their problem. So they'll only get stronger. So, if this is what has happened with Pakistan, when Babar hasn't scored, so you still know there's more in the tank left. This team has much more. And that's why I think I go with him, because eventually he will. Sometimes he will get runs, and so that extra bowler would be handy when they're bowling second or something like that. But I would not worry about it, because it's not Babar is not the first player in the world that may have not had runs for 10 games. But you don't change those guys.
Of course.
No, not him. But I'm saying this is a lesson for all of us. I mean, for India especially at this stage, how we've been going. Kushal Mendes at the other end is not scoring runs. They are still winning. So it's not about one person, how one person is playing. Because when we start going deeper into just one person, how he's playing, I have a friend who calls, all my friends talk cricket and what. He said, you were talking about, Surya Kumar Yadav, everybody, you are also a fan. He scored 40 or 40 balls in the 2 games if you take Hong Kong out. I said, if you start selecting selective numbers from somewhere, anyone looks so bad. Then I really thought I said, run a ball for Surya Kumar Yadav. Against Pakistan and big teams, he's run a ball. It's only against Hong Kong. So I'm saying, he put that thought in my mind, it would never come. But so this is very similar to that at this period is what, but when we look at the other side, what has he done? In spite of this, he's still averaging 43, 44. And the style of Pakistan likes that. They want their openers to be solid, take the team through all the way to 12, 13 overs so the rest of them can play. So I would not worry about, Babar's form.
I don't think, I think when it comes back, and I say when, not if, when it comes back, because right now Rizwan's been carrying the load, just like for Afghanistan, it's been Cricbuzz who's been carrying the load, because Zazai can't, he's swinging the axe, but he can't find the tree.
He is. But that's how he plays. That's how the whole, actually, Afghanistan lineup is batting, except, if they want to... want someone in the middle, then Mohammad Nabi pushes himself to bat at 4-5. Otherwise, everyone plays only one way, so it's either their way or the highway. And they got lucky with that against Sri Lanka also, because they have a stronger bowling lineup. But Afghanistan, I mean, you want to play fearless cricket. You want to go out there and just enjoy yourself. They are on the rise as well as a lot of other nations who are not regular test playing nations. So, but I think Afghanistan, to me, they have to play the way they are playing. They don't have to go out there and still, go and there play partnerships.
Not reinvent.
It's not the time for them as yet to, go out there and try and say, we want to build inning and stuff. They just want to go out there, play and surprise teams with their approach.
And I guess because the quality Zaza is not a person that you would now expect, no, you play solidity at the top. Zaza and what was his partner? I forget his name.
Cricbuzz.
No, not now. The one who was earlier.
Shehzad
Khan. That's how they knew how to play. So now you can't ask Zaza, ye style chhod do. Why don't you move to that other style? If they want to do that solidity ad with Cricbuzz going, then you got to look for another personnel. But Zazai, they've got to hope, one of these days he's going to whack somebody and, somebody comes under his truck. You never know. It could be Pakistan today.
Could be.
Basically, you make your plans according to your team, according to your personnel. We talk about there is a certain way the world cricket's average, strike rate and everything is going. But if you don't have personnel who can do that, then what's the point of playing the way the world is playing? You got to play the way your team demands, your players demand, what resources you have, and try and get the best out of that.
My favorite term. Optimization of resources.
Resources.
That's right. Don't let somebody do something that they're not good at. Make them and enable them to do the best of what they're good at. Let's have a look at the Afghanistan team. What's the 11 that they've gone in with today? Have they made any changes? Well, they have made two. Ajay's favorite has come in. It's Azmatullah Omarzai, the quick bowler. He's there. And they have Farid Ahmed as well. So those are the two changes. Let's see who's gone out. Naveen ul Haq has gone out, we can see. There's no Naveen, and there is... Who's the other player who's missing? There's one more player who's missing.
Karim Jannat is batting.
Karim Jannat? No, Karim Jannat.
is
Mujib or is there?
Mujib's there.
Shinwari is not there.
Shinwari. So
Shinwari is not
so they've
there.
changed two fast bowlers with fast bowlers.
So those are the two changes they've made. And the rest of the team is the same. Zazai at top, Rahmanullah Gurbaz, who is the wicketkeeper and the highest scorer. Wapis lao, bhai, team kya kar rahe ho?
Farooqi
Learn
nahi
nahi
hai.
kara maine.
No Farooqi.
Farooq is there.
He's there. Right at number 11. Then Ibrahim Zadran, Najibullah Zadran, Karim Jannat, Mohammad Nabi, the captain, Rashid Khan, of course, the talisman, Farid Ahmed, Azmatullah Omarzai, Mujib ur Rahman, and Fazal Haq Farooqi. So those are the people they've gone on with. Let's talk about spin versus spin, because there's a good spin attack, a successful spin attack on both sides. Of course, on the side of Afghanistan, you have Rashid, who is your bank. But the last few matches, the bank has been looted. Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of banks. They can get looted sometimes. Security falls asleep and somebody comes in and runs away with sacks of cash. We've seen it in enough films, and that can happen. And Mujib, who's been bowling up front, he's been given the new ball in the previous couple of games. So he's been there as well. But let's look at the Afghanistan bowlers there in the ball game. So Mujib is ahead with 7 wickets. You have... Rashid has got 4. Mohammad Nabi has bowled 3. So the captain has picked up 3 wickets as well. And economy rate's been okay. And Fazal Farooqi has picked up 3 wickets. And of course, we remember the match that he played against Sri Lanka. That was the first match. And he was amazing the way he got the ball to move. Of course, no Naveen ul Haq today. But Ajay, there's something you'd said in Cricbuzz Live a while back. And yeah, sometimes it looks like we're not listening, but we're listening and we're remembering. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
It's a very good thing.
It's a good thing you said.
At least somebody's listening.
Somebody's listening.
My wife doesn't listen, my daughter doesn't listen, my son doesn't listen. So I'm glad somebody...
हम हैं ना. We are the young people who are listening to you.
भाई लोग इसीलिए होते हैं.
इसलिए भाई लोग हैं. He had actually said that Afghanistan has very good spinners and they just need to add a few good quick bowlers to their arsenal for this bowling lineup to become well-rounded and kind of world-challenging. I think they look like, I know you've been very impressed with Farooqi, but what are you thinking of their quick so far and their bowling attack overall?
I think Farooqi's definitely added a zing, and we saw that in that first game. Lucky we haven't seen it after that first over. The first 2-3 balls is when he picked up all 2 out of those 3 wickets. But when you have that, then suddenly when the spinners come on to bowl, they are as good as they are, but you know, when they're 3 down opposition, it's a whole different game altogether there. That makes you a better bowling attack. It's not just about one spinner picking it. Otherwise, it was always Rashid or Mujib trying to pull the game back. Your fast bowlers were like, "Achha, karane ke liye kara rahe." You know how we have the 5th bowler or the 6th fillers. So when they add to your bowling, then it makes a big difference. So, you know, in this tournament, if you had to see where they've gone from the last couple of tournaments that we remember them watching, is that Farooqi made that difference, and you saw what happened in that game. Then when Farooqi, one game they didn't use Haq because, to start the bowling. When he came back, that same seamer wasn't as effective also as he was in that first game. So if you can add a seamer into that, and that's why the young man who's quick, I don't think he's ready, because he's what we saw is only 2 over, 1 over in a game where he gave away 20 against Sri Lanka, and then 1 last over that he bowled. But what I saw of that, the pace that he had and the change of pace that he had, this is somebody who can really make a big difference to this bowling attack. And so Farooqi, him, and then these 3 spinners. Then you're talking of as a batsman, how do you approach that innings?
Correct.
So which is a bowler that I'm targeting, or which is the bowler that I feel I can, take it easy, take singles off him and I'll cover it there. Then it can't happen. But when you have 3 and 2 guys who are not as good, then as a batsman or as experienced sides, this is what you do. You tend to, make sure that, okay, you don't take too many chances against the big guys or the guys who could trouble you today. And there are 2 other guys, which is... 40% of the game. So 40% of the game in the fielding,
you choose.
You don't have anything. So they've got better, but I still think they have a little room for improvement.
Of course, way to go. I mean, they are a team which is, as Parthiv has said, they're not a regular test playing team. They're not getting that many chances to play cricket and not against top flight teams, and that's where you get tested. For Pakistan as well, the spinners have been doing well. Their spinners, it's actually it's an interesting spin versus spin battle today.
Yeah. But yeah, it is. But if you look at the quality, if you say man to man, I think Afghanistan spinners are better than the Pakistan spinners. I mean, nothing's wrong with not saying Shadab and Nawaz are bad spinners. But if you look at Rashid Khan and Mujib and Mohammad Nabi, they all are very good spinners. They play league cricket all around the world as leading bowlers of their respective sides. So as a pack and individual quality, I think they're still definitely better. And I thought Nawaz was impressive the way he bowled against India because he was bowling in power play. We say that a smart bowler. And Shadab, I thought all these 6 wickets out of 6, I think 4 was against Hong Kong and 1 was KL Rahul who tried to smash him on the first ball once the power play finished. Yeah. But yeah, I mean if you look at just man to man, I think Afghanistan spinning combination is much better than Pakistan's.
And we also know that Rashid Khan has Babar Azam's number. I mean, not his phone number. Maybe he has his phone number as well. I don't know. I've not been inside both their phones.
He must be messaging him, for sure.
Must be messaging him. These days, it's important. But anyway, I'm sure we'll hear it soon enough in a press conference. He'll tell us whether called him or not. Naughty. But do we get to see then Rashid in the power play today up against if Babar doesn't get out before? Because Babar's been getting out very early. Maybe Afghanistan says we don't need.
Yeah, they should. I mean, if you get Babar out, I mean, maybe 1 over. It's not a bad idea to get Rashid in power play. Usually, he doesn't bowl, but. And Mujib also bowls really well in power play. So, I mean, it is, when say that the battle of the best, Babar Azam is one of your best batter going around in the world. Then Rashid, I think #1 spinner in the world in T20 cricket. So, might as well have that contest, just throw him up there. And maybe if he's bowling first over or second over, you never know. Pakistan, 10 for 2 and then game can change completely.
Actually, it can because they rely so much on either Rizwan or Babar, one of them to stick around. Because there's Fakhar Zaman's a great bat, right? There's no questions about his pedigree, his talent. And then there's a few of those hitters, enforcers kind of they have. But they really depend a lot. And right now, Babar's not got the runs, but Rizwan's been doing that job.
Yep, and that's a good side because, everyone's never going to get runs all the time.
Yeah.
Rarely do you have both openers get runs. That's why they...
Trauma coming back. Wait, both openers getting runs? Hang on. Trauma coming back. Yeah. Trauma coming back. 9 months.
No, but that was still chasing. That was still chasing. You had a target in mind. You got off to a start, so you didn't make a mistake. Yeah. But rarely will you see in first batting for any team that both guys, get runs. Somebody gets out or somebody goes happen. And that's when good sides, this is the difference between good sides and ordinary sides. Yeah. That one of them, whoever is, make sure that he takes the side through all the way because that's their job. Who does it is, on their day, but it's their job, not his job. Yeah. So it's not about an individual, it's about a team there. So that's why they've done exceptionally well. And Babar is probably the key to that. Yeah. But as a batsman, sometimes, you think, so you get out to somebody, first time you get out, you may have made a mistake. Second time, he beats you. Third time, the situation beats you. Then this can play on your mind. Yeah. But there's a flip side. I'll give you another example. Glenn McGrath has got Brian Lara out in test matches about 14, 16, 18, 20 times. So, but Glenn McGrath never had the number of Brian Lara. Brian Lara lives with no phone line.
He's living
So he's scored 400.
He's flying at 40,000.
So when the two main players, when you look at many sides, these numbers often tend to show up.
Yeah.
Because, when the match happens between two teams and you are the prime bowler, you are the prime batsman, there will be days that you picked up his wicket, there will be days that you scored runs against them. But in this case, he just hasn't scored against Rashid. So it could play on his mind.
Who was the bowler you thought had your number?
Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
Yeah?
I think about 13 times, including IPL, first class cricket and all of that. It was always Bhuvi comes in, I was like, take one and go to other end.
See, mine. He changed his mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, take one. Why? Hit 4.
So, no, I tried hitting him, so I got out 13 times, so I got out.
Sir, 13 is a large sample size. Because James Bond has told us that 1 time is happenstance, 2 times is coincidence, 3 times is enemy action.
Okay.
I felt like there should have been some evil music after that, but we don't have the budget for that. There you go, yeah.
It's with almost every batsman I've played with. When I used to open with Rohit likes to take strike, but every time Angelo Matthews would come and bowl, he's like he's not taking strike for some reason. So everyone is like Sachin Paji. He didn't like Hansi Crony bowling to him. So it is just with everyone. I'm sure everyone has.
Everyone has that one horn in his side. Who was yours?
Oh, Pakistan coach at the moment, this man, Dusra, I could never, off spinners, like you say, right-hander off spinner. I used to thrive on off spinners. That was my lifeline. But ever since he came, I mean, it was just something that, first it just happened, first game. And then next time I said, no, I'm going to try and do this. And so I just go piche se cut maru. Oh, ek bar danda gaya. Then you try and go aage. And then you get into that rut and like he said, then you think, acha single leg. Then you get out single take. Then where do you go?
Yeah.
So mind gets cluttered more than anything else. But Saqlain Mushtaq was one man that, I had no clue.
Yeah.
So when I was playing him, it was hope. When he left that ball, I was hoping it was turning or I was hoping it was Dusra. But I had no clue.
See, that's what it happens. At most times you're a top, but one person reduces you to hope. ऐसा हो जाता है. I just want to tell you, I think your farewell dismissal also
was Bhuvi's last time. Oh, last time when I played IPL.
Yeah, your last IPL game.
Yeah, I remember. I started to flick it, got out the throat. Yeah.
घर पहुंचा के गया वो.
घर पहुंचा के गया.
अपनी टीम में ले लेना था.
वो चॉइस ही नहीं रहती थी ना अपने पास. तो खुद की टीम ढूंढने की स्ट्रगल थी, दूसरों को कहाँ लाता.
Oh, we have our joy factor question here. That's another party that everyone's invited to, but nobody can reach. So, but this one, I tell you something.
Yeah.
This question, put it up.
What is the question?
Yeah. This question, which cricketer's father also played cricket for the country while his wife and father-in-law played tennis for the country? I finally know the answer to a joy factor question.
क्या है सवाल क्या?
Very easy.
Very easy.
कोई है उनने क्रिकेट खेली इंडिया के लिए?
इंडिया के लिए नहीं, कंट्री के लिए.
हाँ, कंट्री के लिए क्रिकेट खेली उन्होंने. उनके वालिद साहब ने भी क्रिकेट खेली कंट्री के लिए.
नहीं तो पहले वालिद साहब खेले ना.
हाँ.
तो ऐसा लिखना चाहिए एक बाप है जिसका बेटा इंडिया के लिए.
पर हमें आंसर बेटे के चाहिए ना.
अच्छा, बेटे का चाहिए.
बेटा सेंटर है. आप वो समझो ना. हीरो प्रोटैगनिस्ट स्टोरी का बेटा है. बिकॉज उनकी धर्मपत्नी टेनिस खेली और उनके ससुर जी भी टेनिस खेले इंडिया के लिए. याद है, ये है बीच में. ये लड़के हैं. दिखाइए एक बार फिर से. इंडिया ही है ना क्या?
Which cricketer's father?
बाहर की कंट्री के लिए वो तो शायद शोएब मलिक हो सकते हैं.
नहीं, which cricketer's father? नहीं, but I don't.
Sania's father, I don't know if she.
He's not played tennis.
But it is Shoaib.
And Shoaib's father not played.
Has to play tennis because his father also.
रुको यार, आप इतना कंफ्यूज करो. मैं बताता हूँ. There is a cricketer. His father has also played cricket for the country. His wife and wife's father have played tennis for the country. Come on, yeah, I know this. It's. I finally know one.
It's not.
You know?
I'm so happy. Hashtag Cricbuzz Live. Send in your answer on Twitter. You can even tweet it to me directly at Gaurav Kapur because I will tell you whether it's correct or not. We don't need Professor Bhattacharya for this one. इतना खुश देखो, शक्ल तो देखो बंदे की. एक बारी मिला, इतना खुश. So uncool I've become. Like I should be cool about it, but I can't because I'm so excited. Much excited. Hashtag yeah. Okay, our score guesses now. Afghanistan batting first. Come on. What are they going to get? Guessing.
We're in Sharjah, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Guess.
145.
145.
Guess. मैं तो सारी गैस इस बार खराब हो गई है. इंडिया फाइनल में नहीं है. इससे बड़ी गैस गलत नहीं हो सकती.
चलो मैं जाता हूँ. I'm going to go to 165.
Oh, 165.
155?
Why not make the team stronger?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a team effort. 145, 155, 165. We say it's a team effort, but when one person wins, you should see what Tengas do to the other two. It's like, I have won the lottery, I will not even give you one. ऐसी हो जाती है हालत यहाँ पे. All right, we're going to see you at the end of the 10th over on Cricbuzz Combox. This is all we have time for right now. Before going, let me tell you about Summer Stalemate on Cricbuzz Plus, our two-part series in the India-England Test series. You must go and check that out. You can check it out right now because our show's over. So you have 40 minutes free till we come back for the Combox. And you have 90 में हो जाएगा? नहीं. 120 minutes for the overs to finish these days. And then we'll be back with Cricbuzz Live. A big thank you to Parthiv Patel and Ajay Jadeja. My name is Gaurav Kapur. We will see you in a bit. Bye-bye.